my YouTube channel. Now this is my first ever video. I don't know what's possessed me to start a YouTube channel, especially not with this voice. It's just not a YouTuber's voice, is it? I mean, it's ridiculous. I think basically I just don't think anybody's ever going to watch these, so I figured it would be okay. If you do watch it, I really apologise for my voice. Basically I run a small business, a little indie business, selling handmade jewellery, based in Bradford in the UK, and I wanted to create this channel just to track my progress throughout my business, keep myself accountable. I seem to end up with the longest to-do list ever and just feel horrendous at the end of every day, every week, that there's still things left on my to-do list and they just move from one to-do list to the next. They never get done. I look back at what I've done and I think, what have you actually achieved? And there just always seems to be so much further to go with what I want to get out of my business, and there always seems to be so much to do as a one-man band, one-woman band in the sort of small business world. Everyone else seems to be doing so much, and you look on Instagram and everyone's got like 10 or 20 stories piled up, and I can't find one thing in my day that I think is interesting or people want to see. Or I've got stacks of earrings waiting to be listed on Etsy that I just haven't had time to do. Running a small business is really hard, and I think that's the reason for this YouTube channel. I want to track my progress, try not to be so hard on myself, look at where I've come, and also just try support other people in their indie businesses. We're in this together. It can be a really lonely time in a small business on your own. I run my business from my bedroom in my parents' house, and a lot of the time I'm sat here on my own watching studio vlogs and just working really, really hard, and sometimes feeling really rubbish at the end of it. So I feel like a lot of other people feel the same, and I just wanted to create a channel that was to support little businesses, support people working really hard and trying to make it on their own. So that's why I'm here. I haven't even introduced myself. My name's Chloe. I currently run Miss Fortune's Emporium, so it's a small business. We sell, there's no we, it's just me. Acrylic jewellery, mainly earrings, some rings, some metal earrings, and also I've started selling a little bit of like a few mugs and oil burners and things as well. I've got an Etsy shop and a website as well. The Etsy shop came first. I started that in August 2019, and then the website launched on the 1st of May 2020. And basically now it's July the 1st 2020 today, and the reason for me doing this YouTube video today, starting my YouTube channel today, was because we have just had the strangest start to 2020 I think anybody could have imagined. We've had to go through so much, cope with so much, and running an indie business is really difficult at the best of times. So running one when the whole of the country is just, the whole of the world is on complete lockdown, I just never imagined I'd have to deal with that. And so now, today, start of July, it feels like the lockdown's easing, things are starting to get back to normality, I think, and we still have 6 months of the year left. This isn't a year to write off. This is the first full year of my small business, and I've still got 6 months to make it happen. So that's why I wanted to start today. I wanted to go through the goals I made for myself in June. Look how ridiculous they are. I just had a little read over them. had, I think, 12 goals for June, 12 or 10, and I haven't achieved one of them. There's just too many, there's too much to do. You know, as a small business owner, I think you look at your competitors, you look at the list of everything you've got to do. You know, you've got to list new things on your website, on Etsy, you've got to research SEO, you've got to take beautiful pictures, you've got to network with people on social media, you've got to post every day, you've got to not just post on your grid on Instagram, but also post on your stories. And then you've got to have a Facebook page, even though people really don't look at Facebook pages, I don't think, anymore. But you still got to update it because you've got to have one. And then sometimes you've got to get on Twitter as well and have a Pinterest and pin on there every day. And it's just too much. It overwhelms me and I can't do any of it. And I end up having the longest to-do list, and things just move from one to-do list to the next, and I look at what I wanted to achieve, I look at what I have achieved, and it always makes me feel horrendous because I've never achieved what's on that to-do list. And so this video is going to be looking back at how ridiculous my to-do lists really are. You know, my to-do list for June was huge and didn't achieve anything. And basically I want to look at what my goals are for July 2020 as well as the rest of the year, and look at where I want to be come the end of this year. So hopefully looking at more realistic goals and things that I really can achieve, and then I can look back at this video and think, you know what, you did well, you achieved it, and that's all I really want to do. So I think the best thing to do really is think about what I want to achieve for the rest of 2020. That's why I'm doing this video now. It's halfway through the year. I love a good sort of starting point. I love starting things on a Monday or the first of the month. And so the 1st of July feels like a really nice place to start for setting my sights on the rest of the year. Like I said, I want it to be achievable, and it has to balance with my life as well, because my business is a huge part of my life, but I've got a lot of other things going on. So like I said, I work full time. I've not had any time off during the pandemic. You know, I've been working in the NHS, so I've gone to work every day, and I've not had any sort of time off or anything. So, and that's how it's going to continue. So I need to make sure I can balance it with work. The other thing I'm doing, me and my boyfriend are buying a house in the next couple of months, sorry. So we've put an offer on a house, and we're just starting all the process with that. So that's taking up a lot of my brain power as well, and you know, I really need to focus on that and get that right. And also, like, me and my boyfriend don't live together at the minute, so I live here in Bradford and my boyfriend lives in Scarborough, so it's not a huge distance, but we're not seeing each other every day. We see each other at the weekends, so my weekend is spent with my boyfriend Kai, and my evenings I spend quite a lot of time chatting to Kai on the night and stuff. So, and that's not going to change. Like, that's my most important thing. So I need to make sure that I can keep to my goals, but also that I can balance it with my life. And you have to be able to do that, because I'm doing this to make myself happy. I'm not doing this for money. I'm certainly not doing it for money. I'm not doing it for an easy life, but I'm doing it so I can be happy in the job I'm doing. And for that to be achieved, it needs to be a good work-life balance. So that's one of the things I really need to think about. So for the rest of the year, I'm going to set 3 goals, and that's my idea, rather than I had 10 in June. And so I think what I want to do is set 3 goals for the year, and then set 3 goals for July. And I think then maybe, this might be going too far again because I've got a habit of doing that, but I think maybe then set 3 goals for this week. See if that works. I'm going to try it. I'll try that for July, but look back at the end of July and see if that worked. So let's have a think. So for the year 2020, this is not my writing angle, not a good angle, but hey, it's happening. So number one, I think for me, my most important thing is basically for this to become my full-time permanent job. Now that is not an end of the year goal, it's going to take a lot longer than that, but I want to be working towards that, and I do want to achieve that, because I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like when you work in a full-time job, you just can never truly succeed in the business. Like, I sit at work just thinking about my business constantly and thinking about all the things I could be doing, and I think for me, I really want this to be my job. I really do. So that's my goal for way in the future. But my goal for the end of 2020, obviously I'm buying a house as well, so I've got to think about money. It's not just about me anymore. There's two of us and got to support us both. No, guys working as well, but you know, I've got to play my part in supporting us, and you know, I can't just leave my job and forget my responsibilities. I just can't do that. So maybe one of the goals I should make is to aim to be able to, I don't know whether to say that I want to reduce my hours in my job by the end of the year, or that, I think what my aim is to, for Miss Fortune's Emporium to be earning enough so that I could reduce my hours in my job. Yeah, I think that's what I need to go with. So for Miss Fortune's Emporium to be earning enough for me to reduce my hours at work if I wanted to. Now, it feels quite vague, but it's a goal for 2020. It's a whole year goal, so a 6-month goal now, but I think probably what I need to do, maybe not now, but probably when I've moved into the house and you know, we're settled, I think maybe I need to look at how much I would need to be earning for Miss Fortune, and then I can look at that one in a bit more detail, but for now I think that's okay. So number two, I think I need a goal about my second business. Now I'm calling it All Miss Fortune's Emporium at the minute. That second sort of supplies business is going to have a different name and a different shop and things, because I don't think selling jewellery and selling jewellery supplies really goes together. I think you've got to split the two. So I think maybe my goal for 2020, make it achievable. By the end of 2020, I want to have a second Etsy shop selling supplies. I think that's, you know, because I've still got to set that laser cutter up, learn how to use it, think about what I want to actually sell, do my branding, all while I'm moving house, working full time, running another business. I don't want to rush it. I think that could be a really good business, and I don't want to rush it. So whether or not that comes in October, November, it doesn't matter, but as long as I achieve setting up that second business by the end of the year, I think that's quite a big goal, but I think it's quite achievable as well. So I have the second business set up. Okay. I know what that means. Number three. So I think for number three, I need to go back to my roots, back to the jewellery. Because both of those are a little bit big and also don't really look at the heart of my business, which is my jewellery. And the reason I bought the laser cutter and my real passion is just to create a really cool, unique collection that really makes an impact. I think I've seen some beautiful earrings on Instagram and which are just being worn by everyone, and it must make those creators so happy to see these fellow small businesses wearing their jewellery. And I would love for me to make a collection that people are talking about, people are really happy to see. And I think that's what I want to make, that a goal, but I don't really know how to. I don't think I want to make the goal based on the success of the collection. I think I just want to make the goal based on, I want to create a themed jewellery collection that I'm really proud of. And I think that's all I want to do, really. I want to create something that I can really be proud of, and that isn't difficult to share on Instagram. You know, I can't wait to share a picture of it, and that might help everything else fall into place. So yeah, I want to be earning enough to be able to reduce my hours at work if I wanted to. That's definitely a huge goal for me. I want to set up a second business. Again, it's a big goal. And also I want to create a themed jewellery collection that I'm really proud of. I'm pretty happy with them as my year's goals. So, July's goals then. So I want July's goals to work up to those year goals. I want them to make progress with the yearly goals, but also obviously you have different things every month that are big for your business. So one of the things I think I really need to do for that first goal is to up my social media game. This year has been a really weird one. Like I said, I only started the business in August 2019, and I know that like July, February and March really are really quite slow months for any retail shop really, because just had Christmas, and it does take a little while for people to get back into buying again. So yeah, January, February, March, pretty quiet. March the lockdown hit. April went crazy, absolutely crazy. Never sold so much, I couldn't believe it. May improved on that again, I couldn't believe it. I sold a lot more. I think I was having about 10 sales in February and March, and that was sort of my average. I was making about £90 a month, I think, because my earrings are quite cheap, so I wasn't making a great deal of money. And then in April I think I made about £320 on Etsy, and I think I had about 35 sales in April, which totally tripled for me. In May I topped 40 sales, I topped £400 on that little box on Etsy. I don't know how much profit actually, something I need to look at. And in June how many sales did I get? I think I got 55 sales, so again, huge jump. But I wanted to, my goal was to make 450, which I did. I think I made about £490. So yeah, so those 3 months, amazing. Now the last couple of weeks in June, I got to that 55 sales about 3 weeks into June. The final week of June, absolutely dead. Nothing. Hardly any favourites, hardly any sales. I think I got 2 sales that last week in June, so the week just gone. And they were both from people who'd bought something the week before, so they'd like come back and bought something, which is amazing. Like I was really happy about that, but it didn't seem like anyone found me and bought something. So I was a little bit mystified by that, because things seemed to be going so well. And this last week in June, I've been really down. really down because I thought I was working towards my dream of this being a full-time job, and the level of sales that I was getting in April and May, you know, they weren't loads and loads of money, but they were something. They were much closer to paying off my bills than I was in February and March. And so I really had real hope, but I was always really worried that it was just a phase just while we were in lockdown. And yeah, that is what I sort of feels happened. I feel like, you know, last week in June, everything's going to be back up on July the 4th. Everything's going to be back up and running. The shops are already up and running. Everywhere's having a summer sale. I'm not having a summer sale. And I feel like that little dream's kind of over. The other thing I thought as well was maybe it's because I've done better than before, and now Etsy are like, well, we're not going to promote her anymore. That was something that went through my head a little bit, that maybe that was what was happening. So anyway, I decided to not get down on myself. I decided to look at what I was doing to bring people to my shop. You know, I've just rested on my laurels really the last few months. Like I say, I haven't really posted on Instagram. I haven't really done much self-promotion at all, especially in June. I did a bit in May. And I think you can't do that. You can't rely on Etsy to bring you traffic. You just can't. That's what you sort of pay them for, but it's so competitive, and you have to work yourself to bring it. So my aim this month is Instagram, but I'm not going to set myself a goal like I did in June. I'm going to set myself a goal of 2,000 followers. I'm going to go into my plan for Instagram in a different video, because this video is long. It was not planned on being this long at all, but I'm going to go into what I'm going to do on Instagram in a different video. I'm probably going to film it today and put it up, if it doesn't go dark by the time I finish this one. But yeah, I think my goal for Instagram in July is 2,000 followers. And then have a look, again, if anyone's watching, have a look at my next video to see how I'm actually going to go about doing that, because I've got a few ideas, and we'll see how they work. So my second goal for July, I don't really want to do like a monetary goal. I think what I want to do, I think this might cover both of these, the other two goals I had for 2020, so the second business and jewellery collection. I think my second goal for July is to start my laser cutter, and by that I mean plug it in. Basically, I think looking at the way the month is planned out, I've got next weekend, my boyfriend's coming here, but I've said I want to concentrate on doing a bit of laser cutting, so I think he's going to help me with that. So basically I want to get that set up if I can next week. It's dependent on my dad being here as well, because he's an electrician. It needs a little bit of work. I could do with some lighting in there, so depends if he's available next weekend as well. But then the other weekends in July, I think I just don't think I'm going to have time, and that's mainly my problem. So I want to start my laser cutter at least this month. I don't necessarily think I'm going to get anything cut on it, but I want to get it aligned, plugged in, and have a working area. But I'm just going to call it start my laser cutter for now. And then number 3, I think my number 3 goal, I think again, I want to focus on this new jewellery and the new business. I've got lots and lots of jewellery. I'm looking over there, because that's where I do all my jewellery making, is on my table. I've got a dining room table in my bedroom, and I've got loads of jewellery there. But my business is going to move on from that, so I don't want to make a goal about that jewellery really. I think I want to make a goal to design my essentials collection. I didn't achieve that last month. I think my themed collection was a bit more exciting for my brain and I went with that. So this month, design my essentials collection of jewellery. Yeah, so I think I'll enjoy doing that. I don't know how many pieces I want to bring out. I want to maybe ask a few questions of other jewellery makers. I don't really know. I've seen other people bring out limited collections of stuff. Obviously the essentials collection is going to be like the base of my shop, so that's not going to be limited or anything, but I just want to know how many items people tend to bring out. I'm going to have to do my own research on certain collections and things. I don't want to bring out loads, which is probably what I'm likely to do, and then sell nothing. So yeah, but I think design an essentials collection. Yeah. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. What I'll do, at the end of July, I'll film another video going over what I've achieved in July, whether I've achieved any of these. Have maybe another look at my 2020 goals and see if any of that's changed, and then look at my goals for August. I think I'll try to do that every month just to keep track of, like, say, where I'm going. And I'd love it if anybody is watching this video, if you could do it with me too. You know, tell me where you're at, tell me if you've achieved things. Come over and follow me on Instagram, because I'm really going to try and be there all July, and I'd love to hear from people who are in the same boat as me, and I'd love to see where you get with your July goals as well. So yeah, thank you for watching if you have. Again, sorry about my voice, sorry about the background noise. I'm filming this in my my bedroom in my parents' house. It's quite an old house and every door in the house creaks, so every time someone else moves in the house you can hear them. The wind's blowing an absolute gale outside. I don't know what's going on, and you can hear it in the background of the video, so I'm sorry. Also, I've just talked at you for ages. My voice is going. I think I sound a bit like I'm whispering. I'm not. But my voice is just really finding it difficult to talk for that long, and I'm sorry that I've not really broken it up with anything fancy. I think I'm going to try to bring some studio vlogs out. That's my next thing. And they will have pretty things. I'll be doing things. There'll be hopefully some montages, a bit of music, not just me sat here chatting. But yeah, so thank you for watching, and get in touch, chat to me, tell me what you want to do in July. Yeah, bye everyone. A little disclaimer on this video, I listened back to it. I'm not going to film it again because it took a lot out of me to film just this one video, but there's really sort of weird background noise. My dad's watching the news downstairs, and I think you can kind of hear that a little bit. The doors in my house are really squeaky, so anytime anybody else in the house moves you can hear it, and the wind is blowing like crazy outside. So I know this isn't the best quality video, but stick with me. I know I sound a bit quiet, I know I sound like I'm whispering. I'm not. I think it's just I've talked to myself now for quite a while, and my voice is going. So yeah, stick with me, turn the volume up, try ignore the background noise, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.